Don't wait for opportunities to come to you. Volunteering for projects, proposing solutions, and taking ownership of work can help you grow faster and stand out professionally.
Never stop learning. Learning is a continuous process, right? And it goes throughout your life. And it's really important to do that because as soon as you think that you know everything, you start going in that shell, and at that point in time the growth actually stops. So it's really important to never go in any sort of comfort zone. Always stay curious, always stay hungry for success, and always keep on upgrading your skill set.
Success is not about being smartest person in the room. It's not being the smartest person in the place where you at. It's about never stopping your willingness to learn.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to our Culture and Career Corner podcast. I'm your host, Anamika, and I'm really glad you're joining us today. Today's episode is a little extra special because we are joined by two amazing professionals from IT. First, we have Ben Hur, an advanced system engineer from our Philippines office with experience in system administration, infrastructure support, and client operations. We're also joined by Casper, aka Karan Chopra, a quality assurance analyst from our Chandigarh office, and a Six Sigma yellow belt certified professional focused on quality, compliance, and operational excellence. Welcome to the show, Ben-Hur and Karan. It is so great to have you both here with me today.
Thank you so much, Anamika.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you so much. All right, then, let's get into the podcast and let's start with your journeys. So, I'm going to go to Ben-Hur. If you can actually share your career journey with IT by Design.
Yeah, hi there. So yeah, my name is Benher, and thanks for having me here, guys. My journey with IT by design has been focused on growth, continuous learning, and gaining hands-on experience across different areas of IT support and systems engineering. Throughout my time with the company, I have had opportunities to train my technical skills, work with different technologies and clients, and collaborate with talented professionals like these people. These experiences helped me become adaptable and solution oriented and confident in handling both technical and client facing responsibilities.
That's amazing. Such an amazing journey, Ben. And I really like, how you highlighted continuous learning and adaptability as well. And I think your experience across some different technologies, clients, responsibilities is definitely a great example of how growth comes from embracing new challenges and opportunities. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. And of course, I'm not sure if you were a part or you have been attending the Life by Design sessions, and your journey resonates a lot because we're doing these adaptability advantage series, and from the last 4 to 5 sessions, we've been highlighting that why is it important to be adaptable in this AI driven era world that's going on today. So thank you for reminding us. Thank you so much. All right, now let's go to Karan. Over to you. Can you share your journey with IT by Design with all of us today?
Sure. So, first of all, thank you so much for inviting me to be a part of this wonderful podcast. It really feels amazing, right? Right. Sharing my experience and journey with a company that has really had a significant impact on my personal as well as professional life, right? It's been really wonderful. One thing I truly appreciate about ID by Design is that it's not only about work. It's about the people, growth, culture, and the community. Right? People over here are really approachable, and regardless of the fact whatsoever you want to discuss, you can go to and reach out to anyone at any point in time, and you have that feeling of that yes, you are actually being heard. So that's really amazing. So now coming back to your question, my journey with IT by Design has been filled with learnings and transformations. Right, when I joined in, I had the goal to build my career and improve my technical skills. But over time, I actually got to know that IT by Design actually offers you more than just a job. Right, it gives you ample amount of opportunities to grow. It's just that you need to show that sense of accountability and that ownership. I have had a lot of learnings, and those learnings are really important when it comes to your professional life, right? As a professional, you need to have those sort of setbacks that actually gives you learnings that help you throughout your life. So, looking back, I can confidently say that working over here has really turned me into a better professional as well as a person. So, yeah.
Wow, that's so wonderful, Karan. The way you summed it up, I think it's so great to hear, how your role especially, has evolved, beyond QA, quality assurance into compliance, coordination, and operational excellence as well, I guess, right?
Yes,
And I
yes.
think those experiences provide tremendous learning and, help you build a well-rounded professional foundation. But I love the fact that, I mean, you could have easily started, your journey more on the professional side, but you chose to actually highlight how, this journey of yours with IT by design and actually helped you personally as well. So I'm sure, it is making an impact.
Truly, truly, just like the way you reminded us about the sessions that we have on weekly basis. So joining those actually gives us a really clarity about the mindset, right? At times, what we do is we go in that shell, and we think that we are going towards the negative side of things, but those sessions truly just pulls you out and gives you the clarity that how you actually proceed with your career and your personal life as well.
Agree. There is so much value, honestly, to the Life by Design sessions, that we do weekly. There are so many things, that we are intentionally sort of aware of, but I think we forget a lot of times. And yeah, especially the Bigger Future series, that Sunny started. And, once we were done with the Bigger Future series, we actually became intentional, to think about, what our bigger future looks like, right? And I think the Adaptability Advantage series, that we are doing right now, it's everything is just so relatable. You know, it's not distant. It's very relatable, and when you go back, you actually have takeaways. So yeah, I mean, yes, thank you so much for actually bringing that up for all of our viewers. That's great, amazing. All right, now let's talk about what ITBD is very proud of, which is definitely our culture, all right? Because we have these amazing core values as happy as well. I'm not gonna, ask the core values right now. Maybe I'm gonna save it for later. But for now, I would love to know your both of your views about ITBD culture. So I'm gonna go with Ben. Ben, how would you describe the culture at IT by design?
So yeah, we have our own for that. But here's mine. IT by design has collaborative, supportive, and growth-oriented culture. The company encourages continuous learning, teamwork, accountability, and professional development. Employees are challenged to improve while also being supported by leaders and teammates who are willing to share knowledge and help each other succeed. So that's for me. That's to me what ITBD is.
So if I have to sum it up, Ben, it's going to be the way you describe the culture at IT by design. It's collaborative,
Collaborative, yep, supportive, and
supportive,
growth-oriented
collaborative,
culture.
and growth oriented, right? That's amazing. And I think having leaders and teammates who are actually willing to support one another, I think creates an environment where people really can continuously, perform their best because um, we all know every day is not a good day, right? We have our highs and lows, right? If today is a bright, sunny day, tomorrow it might be a gloomy day, right? And I think what my experience personally, I've experienced that in my own life as well, is that you really got to have some really good leaders, right, around you and some really amazing, teammates, because yes, every day, not just on the good days, but your teammates and great leaders, actually help you a lot in your bad days. And that's when you sort of need the most, It should not be that I'm comfortable reaching out to my teammates only when I'm having a good day or to my leader as well. But I would hesitate reaching out to my teammates or to my leaders when I'm having a bad day because probably they might judge. So I think having good teammates, growth oriented, like-minded people, I think Very, very important. So that is why it's, you need to be very careful when you're choosing your company, when you're choosing your people, right? They can either make you or break you, right? That's amazing.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, now over to you, Karan. Would you describe IT by design culture?
Okay, so if I am required to sum it up in few words, particularly regarding the ITBD culture, I would say it's growth driven, people centric, and empowering at the same time. Right. So the company truly lives by its core values, right? That's happy, it's humility, accountability, passion, positivity, and your community. And these are not just words that are written somewhere in our company's building, but you can totally sense these qualities whenever you are working day in and day out, right? There's always a sense of positivity whenever you enter the company, right? The people over here are really supportive and encouraging. Whenever they feel like you are not having a good day, right, they proactively reach out to you, just ask you that is everything all right? Do you want to share anything, or do you want any sort of help, right? So it totally stands out. And the one thing I totally admire about ITBD is that how easily the people are approachable over here, regardless of their designation. You can totally reach out to anyone, be it a company's director or be it anyone, right? You can reach out to anyone, you can share your thoughts, you can have a discussion. If you want to have clarity about anything, if you want to discuss anything, you can totally, just straight away say your thoughts out, and you will feel that you are actually being heard. So that is the time you actually feel that your presence is actually being valued in the company, and that totally stands out for me. This is my third company. I have worked with two other organizations as well, but honestly, I can say that it is one of the best companies I've been part of, and this is one of the bestest culture I've been working in. So yeah, it's been wonderful working over here.
Oh, that's amazing. So happy, Karan, that, the company is able to, sort of make an impact. And really, I mean, it's a big thing, what you just mentioned. Truly one of the best companies that you've ever worked for. And that's amazing. All right. And I think a culture, which is sort of built on, like open communication, like you were saying, right? It's an open door policy, open communication, even the leaders, not just your teammates, right? But the leaders as well in the organization are very approachable, right? And then, of course, you get ample of opportunities, which of course constitutes, your continuous learning. And I think all of that, if you sum it up, it creates an, environment basically, where employees are actually, they feel valued, right? They feel that they're heard and they're empowered to grow. So, like we recently got to know in our trainings, and this is something, that it was one of my biggest takeaway, and I never realized it, that the feeling of, being appreciated, seen, actually three words: seen, heard, and acknowledged, right? I think it's so valuable. Sometimes even just probably a pat on the back, is everything that probably a person is waiting for, right? You did a good job, right? So I think that only comes, when the company creates an environment where people actually really value and appreciate each other, irrespective of, sort of pulling each other down, but pushing them, that you can do this, even if it's impossible, I am there. I'm there to hold you. You can do that. So that's so amazing. Thank you. Those are great cultural lessons from both of you, I must say, and it reminds us a lot of things, the kind of culture that we are trying to build at IT by design. Yes, Karan, you're saying something. Yes.
I was just trying to add something over here. The people over here actually, pushes you towards, to go for an extra mile. There's the environment over here is something like that. Yes, you should go ahead and do this. They push you towards that continuous learning thing, that towards that mindset of 11x growth, just like Sunny sir always mentions, right? So that is the thing that always motivates you, that yes, even if you yourself are somewhere, thinking you cannot do it, but if the other person is motivating you that yes, you have that ability and you can take that an extra mile, and you can do that. That pushes you that yes, I will do it, and eventually when the time comes, you actually do it. So yeah.
Agreed. And let me tell you, it's not always easy. It's definitely very challenging. It is challenging. But I think that's where, when it is challenging, I think that's where the biggest growth, sort of comes from. So yeah, that's I agree with you on that. Okay, great. Now, this is the favorite. This is actually my favorite part of the show, the podcast, because this is where I get to learn a lot of, takeaways, life lessons from, the wonderful guests who come on the podcast. And I always have a takeaway with me, and it's always a new one. So I'm very excited about this one. So the life lessons, I think those are so important. And I sort of have, paraphrased the life lessons as the aha moments, basically like, those three aha moments in your life, who shaped you professionally and personally. So this time I'm going to go to Karan, from you first. I would love to know, we all would love to know your top three life lessons or those aha moments that shaped who Karan is professionally and personally today.
Okay, so the three aha moments or the three learnings that I would love to share would be, the first one would be never stop learning, right? Uh, Learning is a continuous process, right? And it goes throughout your life. And it's really important to do that, because as soon as you think that you know everything, you start going in that shell, and at that point in time, the growth actually stops. So uh, it's really important to never go in any sort of comfort zone, right? Always stay curious, always stay hungry for success, and always keep on upgrading your skill set, right? Because you never know when the time is going to change and it is going to give you a very big sort of challenge, right? So that is the first thing that I always try to do myself, that always keep on learning, the learning never stops. The second one would be, uh, always have a solution oriented mindset, right? We work in an IT environment, right? And there are a number of situations wherein chaos happens, server goes down, and there's a sort of escalation from the client's end, right? And at that point in time, humans do have the tendency to, just take the things negatively and start thinking of that why this has happened. So what I try to do is I try to not overthink on the issue that has been created already. What I think is, I should have a solution oriented mindset, and I should always think about how to solve that particular problem instead of overthinking about that. Oh my God, this is a problem. We have received the client's escalation. I'm not sure what's going to happen. So overthinking is not going to solve the issue, right? Actually thinking about and taking the steps, taking the initiatives are going to solve the problem, actually. So that is the second thing that I always, try to do. Third thing will be, always stay humble, right? Regardless of the fact whatsoever you have achieved in your life, always stay humble. Your attitude matters a lot, right? Having that positivity, having a mindset to work collaboratively with people, and actually understanding others' problem, right? It's really important. So if we think about long success, right? It's really important to collaborate and work with the people regardless of your designation. Be it you, if in case you are a director, if you am here working as a quality assurance analyst, right? Regardless of the designation, right? You should stay humble, and that is the thing that is going to really push you towards success when we talk about your complete life. So yeah, these are my three aha moments, and the three lessons that I would love to share with the next generation of professionals. Last but not the least, I would like to share a quote, right, that I always keep on reciting in my mind, that pushes me towards the positive side of things. So it goes like, success is not only about talent, right? It's about consistency, learning, and the willingness to grow every day. So that is the thing that pushes me and keeps me passionate while I'm working. So yeah, that's it.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing, Karan. I think such practical life lessons, definitely continuous learning, right? So be a lifelong learner, right? The
Yeah,
day you stop learning is the day you start dying, right? So
totally.
I believe in that. Okay. That's why I think it's very important to push every day and always, I mean, everyone should remember that you don't know it all, right?
Right.
Unlearn, learn. Even if you know it, right? Like a child, always have the approach of unlearning and then learning again, right? That's how you can be a lifelong learner, because in every situation, if you have done that in the past and if you tell yourself that I have done it, I know it already, so you don't need to learn anything, you will not have the passion to learn it again, right? And I
Right.
think, yes, agreed. And then the second that you, actually, the last one that you mentioned, can you repeat that again with us?
The quote that I mentioned.
No, not the code, your last aha moment, the third one.
So it's that you should always stay humble, regardless of whatsoever you have achieved in your
I
life.
wanted you to reiterate that with everyone because it is very important to not forget your roots, right? Even if it doesn't matter, what position you are, right? The day we forget our roots is the day when pride, ego, all of those negative things, they come in the picture and they take over us. Those are like our fundamental darknesses. They are always embedded, right? But all of them, they sweep in basically when we let them take charge, right? So never forget your roots, and it's very, very important. Always stay humble, and I think it's so important to be grounded, and to never forget that this is where I came from and this is where I am. And I think one more very important thing what you mentioned is that a lot of times, we I mean, everybody focuses on the end goal, right? The result, whether we, like a match, did we win, did we lose, right? Or anything that we do in life, the focus always is like, did we win, did we lose in the end? But in the process, what I feel is we forget the journey. We forget the journey, we forget the changes that we actually went through. That is also in itself, I would say, a victory, right? If I am achieving, if I'm trying to achieve something, even if I didn't win in the end, right? But my focus is always like, I have to win. So even if I lose, I will never ever look back on my journey, and I will never ever look back what I changed in the entire process. But if you look back intentionally, when you introspect, you will understand that you change a couple of things. So maybe you didn't win this time. Next time, definitely, the person is going to win. So the journey is important, not just the end result. So that's amazing. Thank you so much. And now let's go to Ben. Ben, what are your three aha moments who shaped you as a person, professionally and personally today?
Yeah, wow, that was like very inspiring, of the information from you guys, especially it's perfect. For me, my, take initiative. That's my very first. So don't wait for opportunities to come to you. Volunteering for projects, proposing solutions, and taking ownership of work can help you grow faster and stand out professionally. So that happened to me like all the time, with every step that I take. Second, communication matters. Technical skills are important, but strong communication, professionalism, and respect are equally valuable when working with teams and clients, especially when you're in production. In the real world of IT, it's live, so communication is the key. It's very important to me. Three, embrace the change. You know, uh, Industries, technologies, and workplace expectations constantly evolve. Being open to change and willing to adapt will help you remain relevant and resilient in any career path. So that's three of me. Actually have also a yeah, yeah, I'm sorry. I mean, I just wanted to share this, very inspiring. I always see this, online, anywhere, any company. I always see this, but it's it's something that I always have with me. Like I carry it with me. Like success is not about being smartest person in the room. It's not being the smartest person in the place where you at. It's about never stopping your willingness to learn. Like our program, things like that. That's what I like about ITBD when they introduce me, all the projects they have, what we have right now. It's happening, learning, it's there. My willingness to learn and what they offer and what we guys offering, it matches um my career path. That's what I'm looking at right now. That's what I'm trying to move forward to. So it's very it's if I'm gonna look at uh that information, that sentence that I've been reading, anywhere I go, it, it's it's it is something that I'm seeing right now. It's happening.
That is so amazing, Ben. I think, and what you said about being smart in the room. So I believe in this thing. So if you feel you're the smartest person in the room, then you're in the wrong room.
Exactly.
You know, so I believe that all the time. I tell myself, and yeah, I think those are incredibly valuable lessons, Ben. Beautiful ones, and I think especially like your emphasis on again taking initiative, opportunities, right? Volunteer, right? Even if you feel you are not getting opportunities the way you want them, right? And it's not coming at your door, that's fine. Just be humble, go out and volunteer. Take an opportunity, don't wait. That's so actually beautiful. And it's very difficult to understand because a lot of times, we feel that, oh, you know what, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm working so hard, I should be getting this. Why am I not getting? And in that process, we just keep on waiting, 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 waiting on the other side, right? And we forget that, we can actually go out and do something better, do some good to the world as well, right? And volunteer, right? So thank you for actually reminding us. And I think success is really, about being one big moment. It's actually a result of small, consistent efforts over time. It's important to realize that you worked hard for it, right? Doesn't matter if you again, win or lose in the end, right? So that is so amazing. Both of you, I mean, such beautiful lessons. And again, like I said, I do have some of my takeaways, which I'm definitely like, once I'm done with the podcast, I'm going to ponder upon. But Ben and Karan, thank you so much for sharing your journeys and insights with us today. And it was so inspiring to hear your perspectives on growth, culture, learning, accountability, and career development. I'm 100% confident, I'm sure our listeners will take a lot today from these valuable lessons from this conversation. And to everyone listening, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Culture and Career Corner podcast. If today's conversation resonated with you, be sure to subscribe so you do not miss more inspiring stories across IT by design. Until next time, keep learning, stay curious, and continue investing in your growth. We will see you on another episode of Culture and Career Corner podcast. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming to the show. Really, really appreciate you.
Thank you, Namika.
Thank
It's
you.
been a pleasure.